Hafez Omar, the head of the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan's embassy in Muscat, met with Sheikh Ahmed bin Hamad al-Khalili, the Grand Mufti of the Sultanate of Oman. In a statement from the Islamic Emirate of Afghanistan's embassy, it was mentioned that during this meeting, Hafez Omar discussed nationwide security in Afghanistan, the unity of governance, and economic and infrastructural advancements in the country. The Grand Mufti of the Sultanate of Oman praised the existing progress in Afghanistan and emphasized the need for active and close cooperation between Kabul and Muscat. The Ministry of Industry and Commerce held a one-day conference for dialogue between the private sector and government agencies, aimed at increasing exports through railways. In this conference, the Minister of Industry and Commerce stated, "Currently, our balance between exports and imports is high, but we are working to reduce this balance by facilitating bilateral transfers through railways." On the other hand, the Chamber of Commerce and Industries considers railways to be a cheap and easy route for trade and urges traders and investors to invest in this sector. Additionally, the head of customs at the Ministry of Finance assures traders that facilities at the country's customs have increased, allowing them to carry out their exports and imports 24 hours a day. The Ministry of Industry and Commerce is holding this conference to boost trade through railways while Afghanistan currently trades with the region and the world through Haradan, Akina, Torgundi, and Heratkov. For those Afghans who do not have documents or visas and are residing in Islamabad and Rawalpindi, tomorrow, Friday, February 28, is the last deadline to leave these two cities. For Afghans who are going to a third country and have obtained letters from the embassies of those countries, only one more month has been granted to leave Pakistan. However, despite this, some Afghans in Islamabad and Rawalpindi report that they are being arrested even with legal documents. An Afghan woman who is detained in Haji camp and does not want her name mentioned due to security concerns has claimed in a voice message sent to reporters that the Pakistani police arrested her under the pretext of checking her documents. "Two police officers are standing over you, and there are 60 people in one room, all sitting on the floor, and no one has anything with them. Unfortunately, my situation is not the only one. The situation of all the migrants I have seen in this camp is very dire, and I am so affected that I pray God does not show any human being a day like this. I am very sorry." Previously, on February 18, the Afghan embassy in Islamabad announced that the Pakistani government has decided to expel all Afghan refugees. According to the decision of the Pakistani government, Afghans who have ACC and ROR cards will also be expelled. Mawand Ilmi, the head of the Afghan Refugees Association in Islamabad, says that Pakistan has granted a deadline until March 31 for Afghan individuals who are going to a third country and are awaiting travel, provided they have a letter from the embassy of that third country. However, Afghan individuals who are legally residing in the country with a visa will not be deported. Mr. Ilmi stated that he cannot confirm the news that the Pakistani police have deported Afghan refugees who hold visas or have obtained letters from the embassy of a third country. Starting from January 1, 2025, Afghan individuals without documents will be arrested and deported. However, those Afghans who have visas, possess passports, and are registered with the police will definitely not be detained, nor taken away, and these Afghans will not be deported or expelled. These Afghans have no problems. Mr. Ilmi also mentioned that the Pakistani government has informed him that Afghan individuals who have a letter from the embassy of a third country must leave Pakistan by the end of March, or they will be sent back to Afghanistan. About 10 years ago, Mutlu Kaya, a 19-year-old singer in Turkey, was shot in the head by her boyfriend. She fought for her life in a coma for weeks and eventually returned to life with injuries that will stay with her for the rest of her life, using a wheelchair. Today, she can not only walk, albeit with small steps, but she also released a new song a few months ago. In Turkey, violence against women is a highly discussed issue among feminist groups. These groups report that in the first 10 months of last year, 357 women were killed. Among these cases, the struggle of a young woman to continue her life after being shot in the head is an extraordinary story of courage and determination. Motlukaya was a singer with bright green eyes, a composed smile, and a velvety voice. At 19, she was climbing the ladder of success and fame as a contestant in a talent show on one of Turkey's television channels. When her former boyfriend, whom she had known since childhood, shot her in the head, her dream of a life on stage shattered.